David Hullin Daf Amud Aleph, 24 lines down. Ben Shimonat High, we said at 8 months feeding is born, even if it's alive and it's a kosher animal. Shechita doesn't do anything because it's not eligible for shechita in general, because usually 8-month-old babies don't live. But Tanabet says, Ben Shimonat High Yochiach, an 8-month fetus is a proof that even a creature that is fit for shechita does not get purified through shechita from tuma. She'af pi sheyesh mino shechita, even there are kinds of it, are similar things to it that have shechita, and shechita midarato still does not become tahor. That's why it says over there that if a terefa, it's if it should be terefa, it's not considered it's not shechita, doesn't do anything. Now we just said in our Mishnah that there is no such thing as another kind. The Gemara says, "Mara hekana asna netzira." Yes, b'mino shahita agav immo. Even there's some type of, in regards to 8-month fetuses, there are some that are mutar by shechita, not for itself, but through its mother. If the mother of the fetus was slaughtered while it's inside the mutar. The our Mishnah not talking about a case of through its mother, it's talking about on the outside. Well, I tell the parich, and according to the opinion, it says he's asking a question. And he says that Terefa should not be purified through Shechita because of that. Terefa, the Shechita, how did he learn that Terefa can take away Tum'ah through Shechita? Gemara says, Nafkele Mederavu Marav, he learns from the following part. Amar Marav, Amila Matita, Tana, Amar Knapasuk, the Yahumu, the Chiamut Mina Behema. If an animal shall die, you become Tameh. So now, from among the animals, it says, Miktat Behema Tmeah, like some have Tum'ah, Miktat Behema, some don't. Basically, what does not have Tum'ah? Zu Terefa Shechita, this is the first Terefa that was slaughtered. Seemingly, Terefa gets tahor. بعد وجهها هوشيت الجداد معي بهما someone held a knife in his hand and stuck his hand into the womb of a pregnant animal. Vijahad ben Tijadahai, and he stuck his hand with a knife in it and slaughtered the live 9-month fetus, the ben Piku'a inside, and then removed it while the mother was alive. Ma what's the Tibai the Rabbi, it's a question to the question to Rabbanan. Tibai, it's a question to the mayor who held that if the mother was slaughtered while the ben Pukua was inside and removed afterward, it needs shechita. Why? Because Ad Kamak Rabbi Meir Pukua Ta'am Shechita. When did the mayor say that he needs shechita? How do you mean Mechita? Olam, it's only was born. But over here, I did not say that he shechita while still inside. Maybe he would agree that it doesn't do anything. Although the Filran, we even say there's a question for even Chachamim that a shechita should work. Torah says you need four, according to Hamid, you need four pipes to be slaughtered for Ben Pukua. Yani the mother and the baby, two each. And over here you got it. It says, Hashma bring a proof. And if someone, as we said, if you have a case of an animal that was born today from the womb and was never fit, it still is um it's not eligible. Shechita won't fix it. Now, mita, if you want to say that the fetus can be slaughtered and still be mutar while in the womb, and you technically can have a moment of fitness if you slaughter the terefa inside instead of outside. So, fact the Mishnah did not mention it. Maybe it does not. Maybe the shahita inside doesn't work. The Gemara says it's not Rava. It's not Rava. Says it's not a proof. Tanei Shino Tzra Terefa Meneten. You don't want to say that it came out as Terefa. You could say it was it was eh, created or formed as a terefa from inside the womb. For example, it had 5 legs. That's the case of terefa inside the womb, and therefore, even if you slaughtered inside, I won't do anything. No Mishnah. Hashahid man someone slaughters an animal. What's up? But you found an 8-month-old baby, alive or dead. Or ben shamit, or a 9-month fetus that died. Or you can tear the fetus and eat it without slaughtering it. Almost eat them all, you first take out the blood. Okay. Even though technically not a real animal, we'll see what. Matzah ben Tishahai, if you found a 9-month-old baby inside, Ta'un Shechita, you need to slaughter it. I have a you're also chayav for slaughtering it and the baby. Meaning, this is the famous um you can't slaughter the famous halacha that you can't slaughter a mother and a baby with the same animal. So the mother gave birth to the baby, you can't slaughter them both in the same day. Never. No matter what age. So it says over here, this 9-month-old fetus needs shechita by itself, according to the mayor. And it's also chayav if you slaughter both the same day. I say no, shechita the mother shechita purifies it, and therefore you don't have no problem. You can slaughter with the mothers. You don't even need shechita for it. Rabbi Shimon Rabbi Shuzur he holds. I feel ben hamesh shanim v'choresh b'sida. Even if about when I sent the video of the babies being born after shechita, I um I got a few questions. What if you leave them around? And this is the exact case. Mishnah says even if the baby is walking around in the field, 5 years old, and plowing in the field, shechita the moment the mother's shechita purified it. You can kill it and eat it without shechita. You can shoot it in the head, etc. Pretty fascinating. And we'll see why that is the difference between the other opinions. That is, you also don't need shechita. Kira'at matabash and bentish ahai. Instead of the sword of the mother, you just ripped her open and you found a 9-month-old baby inside. Ta'un shechita, the fish is alone, because you didn't sword the mother. It's like a practical C-section applies birth. Okay, Amara bi Alazar, Amara bi Oshaya, lo helechu bo el aiske shita b'lvad. We only find leniency for a 9-month-old baby only if it's for shechita, meaning otherwise it's considered an animal. The what does it mean? Mote halbo v'gido. This excludes the cheleb and the gid. It's their asur. The gid and asher, as we know, the sciatic nerve is asur, and also the haleb, the forbidden fast. Halbo the mind, what type of haleb? You know halbo the shchel, the haleb of the fetus that's inside. Makes a plea is machloket. Remember, it says gid and asher no egg shel. Some people say that the gid and asher applies to the fetus if it was by ben bekua born after slaughtering. The whole asur, but the fetus haleb is asur. المعدة المنير المعدة المعدة إنما الهيكل البشري تتنقل to the fetus الحبوب المتعرض في حالة متعرض المرء يشرب مثل الشيء مع حوكب بتنتشر حائر أو تنس تأكيد عن أشياء 12 حالة أو نايم وضع be found alive بالآخر من الشيطان هي بيش معي has his own like goes on reasoning that he because he needs شيخيتا ربيدا الشيخيتا also ربيدا also says his own reasoning because you don't need شيخيتا. So why would mention this again? That and why are you seeming saying that everybody agrees that the halib is muzar? That sort. Where it says ela halabot the gid. No, the halib attached to the gid and asher that is all asur. That is all sorry, it's all mutar. But that all asur. It's also machloket. Time says in Hashem, تحتها خراب نحمرهم جوية dig after the gid and asher anywhere in the flesh. وعتech sham no accurate to uproot the fat. But the other be American. Remember, says, you could round it out eat underneath it, no problem. So we see the mahloket over there. Eat mahachimar. What's the key talking about? Amar Rabbi Elazar, Amar Rabbi Yishoya. This leniency for a 9-month-old baby is regarding the eating, which means you don't eat without a shechita, about everything else. Um, Regarding eating, the teaches you that regarding, so basically you can eat anything out of it. The only problem you have is you can't breed it with other animals and you can't plow with it and kill iron with another animal. Okay. Amar Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish. The Divrei HaMatir Halachim Matir B'Demo. Opinion who holds the Chayil B'Notar of the 9-month-old fetus that came out also says you're able to drink the blood. The Divrei HaSibir Habo opinion says the Halib is sword, like the mayor. Also B'Demo also the blood is sword. Rabbi Hanamar after the Divrei HaMatir Halachabu also B'Demo. No, even the opinion holds the Halib is mutar. The facts are mutar, but still he would hold the blood as sword. So Machloket. Edver Rahman the Rishon Lakish. The question. Quran Masidamo says you have to tear the fetus. If you find an 8-month-old baby alive or dead, or the 9-month-old dead, you have to rip it up and you take the blood out. Seemingly, it's always a sword. The Gemara says, no, it's not mutar, but if you eat it, there's no such thing as there's no karet like for regular eating blood. Man kamri, who is he saying there's no karet? That's the case. Let the blood be considered draining blood. Right? There's a difference between lifeblood or draining blood after slaughtering an animal. The ten word says it down, but draining blood, the blood that drips after it dies, is only davenan. No karet. There is karet. So why would they be different over here? Where it says, take away he says, dam. He holds the pasuk that any type of blood is asur for karet from the word v'choldam. Kol heichad mahayev dam manav. Anytime they're chayav karet for lifeblood, a regular animal, chayav dam tzid, you're also chayav for regular draining blood. V'cheichad lo chayav dam manav over here, since you're not chayav karet for lifeblood, lo chayav dam tzid, you're not chayav karet for draining blood. So that's on. Ben Pekua, can you do a what's it called? So are you able to use this Ben Pikua regarding for Pidyon Pete Hamor to redeem the firstborn donkey? A little bit though, but that's not a question. Rameir to given that Matan Shaitas said me that he says according to Rameir, it's not a question because if he holds you need Shaitas, obviously a full-fledged animal. Now, to that was a question, a little bit around the Shaitan the Mubdata, كنت عم that there is no Shaita because mother purified it. ما هو صدقة. My Kevin Damarisha had to say since it was already considered shahid from the mother, Kibisad Bizikwa was considered like a piece of meat, and therefore it can't be redeemed. Well, Dima, given that a hit by that is, or since we say that since it's literally alive and well, Sakarina baby, which should be considered a lamb that could be redeemable. Gemara says, "But Amar input din Rabashi Amar put din okay. Mar le Rabashi Mar says, why do you say you can't? The Gemara says because you learned the Xer Shabbat from the word set from the Quran Pesach, and therefore just like a ben pet bekuah is pasul for the Quran Pesach was Israel. Even a lens achat number over there. By the Quran Pesach, you need specifically a goat or a lamb that is male, no mum first year. Afkan zachat tamim ben mishnah. So regarding the redeeming, you also need the same qualifications. You don't. So why would we apply the same things over here regarding ben pekuah? The extra words of redeeming includes that as well for redeeming. Okay. It is that if you want to say that the inclusion of still been koinami, even the ben pekuah should also be considered eligible for usage. The Marshal Imkan says that's the case what mentions there. Must be the Gershma teaches you that the lamb slash goat that you use for redemption has to be similar as a Korban Pesach, and therefore the redeeming is teaching you not completely similar, and said that that's how it excludes the ben pekuah, and you can include any lamb, any gender slash blemish. Ibado, not what's the halacha regarding counting the Rishon Shani of Tum'ah with the fetus? Meaning, if the mother got slaughtered and her meat touched an Ava Tum'ah, therefore she becomes level 1 Rishon Tum'ah. Does the fetus automatically be considered a Rishon, or it's touching the Rishon, therefore it's 2? No, 1 and 2, two different bodies. It's not automatically 1 and 2. Now, say it goes how it's considered like a walnut in a shell, and therefore it's like one piece, and therefore they're all Rishon. Has a question. The flesh of the fetus in the womb touches the nevelah. It's tameh as if it's touched the nevelah. They've even made it. I mean, when I say no, considered slaughtered terefa. Now, in order to become tumah, it has to be considered susceptible tumah, which means it has to become wet. And therefore, who says who says that it's one body, because that's how it became prepared through the shechita of its mother for tumah. How about going to how it become eligible for tumah? Through the shechita itself, there's any shechita prepares meat even without becoming wet. And then is a question. If someone passed a stream of water, it has automatically so let's say a full term fetus that was taken from the womb and then it grew up and then it passed through water, it's considered eligible for tumah just by getting wet. And then if it went to the graveyard after it becomes the which makes sense according to me. I mean today go make because I say it's two bodies. That's why the ben is prepared by moisture. It's it'll be that can't be. You who says that it's one body, it already became prepared through the mother's blood when it was slaughtered. Why would you need to pass it through a river? Where it says a case where it can be talking about a case where the mother's shechita was dry shechita, no blood came out. Against Rishon hold that it would automatically become eligible for tumah even without blood.